back to our channel. Thanks for watching, and today we're going to be doing a Q&A to answer all you guys' questions that you've asked us on our Instagram stories last week. So to start it off, we are going to talk about food first because we got a lot of food questions. Like, how's the food? Have you tried schnitzel? Is that how you say it? And what's the crazy thing we have had over here? And I feel like kind of a bummer answer, but we haven't really had too many crazy things. We've tried a lot of, I feel like, different meats and like sausages and stuff, but we haven't like gone out too wild.
Yeah, no, nothing's been. I mean, we've had a currywurst. That's very German. We have doner, which is Turkish. Those were good. But I have tried schnitzel. I had it after my flight in. But I got it like at an airport restaurant thing, so I don't know if that really counts as like a good schnitzel. So we had two different questions that are pretty similar. Someone asked, were there any embarrassing language barrier stories yet? And someone asked, has the language barrier been more or less of an obstacle than you imagine? So both kind of talking about the language stuff.
I feel like it holds us back from doing a few things, but we're also like trying to learn German as much as we can right now. It's still very basic, but when we're out with our friends or like teammates from the team, it's a lot easier because they can kind of translate some things and help us like speak. I feel like on our anniversary, you took me to lunch and they didn't have like an English menu and they barely spoke any English, and then we didn't have any euros on us. So it's just the whole thing. But it's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's probably the one that I think of. Just the love for adversity that we bring on our wedding trips and anniversaries that has become a theme so far.
I think like most people speak some English. We'll just be like, "Sprechen Sie English?" And then they'll help us out a little. But, you know, we want to be as accommodating to them as possible because they're very accommodating to us. So we try to at least know the basics. But yeah, it's definitely challenging. All right, are there any differences in German hoops versus American hoops?
Yes. Recently, it has been very physical. But yeah, I think it's a lot more just move the ball, like using ball screens a ton more and trying to gain the advantage out of that, as opposed to kind of more maybe isolation or more just kind of getting one certain player or two certain players like in a spot and like really letting them attack. And maybe that's just here in Paderborn, but it's way more like try to be fluid and flowy theory, like with soccer. Soccer is a much more organic and flowy sport. It's not as much structure. So I do think that European basketball like steals some of that flavor. So I picked up on that.
What team is Buzz playing for and how can I watch the games?
That's a good question because we've got that a lot about watching games and stuff. So I'm playing for a team called Unibaskets Paderborn. And we play in the second division in Germany, Pro A. Our first game is September 30th against Jena, which is usually a top tier team. And yeah, for watching the games, you can't watch any of our preseason games. Those haven't been streamed, but once the regular season starts up, there's a website. It's called sportdeutschland.tv. Pretty basic. You just type that in, and then it'll take you to a page, and then you look up Unibaskets Paderborn, and then they'll have all our games from the year. You can rewatch them if you missed them, or you can stream them live.
Yeah, and we'll also be posting it like on our social medias, I'm sure. So if you follow us, then you'll definitely see a link because I'll be posting a link for sure.
So we kind of have like a double up on this question. Favorite part of being in Germany and like your favorite, most unexpected thing about living in Germany.
I think my favorite thing is just being able to do something that not everyone gets the opportunity to do. Like we get to move to another country and experience a whole nother culture, a whole nother language. So that's been really cool.
I think mine and Germany, yes, but also I think Europe is just known for kind of having like cities and just functioning in cities more. And I haven't really lived like in a city. So it's been cool being here at Paderborn. We're like, you can just park at the gym and we can walk, and a ton of stuff to eat, like a ton of stuff to do. Just really easy on a Sunday or any day to just be like, hey, let's go get coffee, or let's go like walk through the city, and
Yeah.
it's fun, cool stuff in there.
Yeah. And in Germany and Europe in general, there's just so much history. And so that's been really cool to learn about and be able to like see things.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing a lot of exploring. What's the hardest part about moving to a new country? I think definitely just being away from family, friends, anything that feels convenient or comfortable. So I feel like we're in a very uncomfortable situation where we don't know a lot of people and we don't know the language, and it's just a whole lot of new things. I feel like, you know, we have a very good mindset about it, and this is something we want to do and we're very excited and blessed to be able to do. But I think that that could be really hard. It's just like your mindset going into it and just feeling out of place.
Yeah, I think just you almost struggle sometimes with the language part, like being yourself. Like if I want to be like, oh, hi, how are you doing? Like have some small talk because I just want to be kind. It's like, oh, well, they probably don't know what I'm saying. So let me just put my headphones in when I walk through the grocery store because no one talks in there anyways. So
I just smile a lot.
I feel like it's limited some of my charisma or some of my personality at times.
Definitely.
Things that you like better in Germany than in the US? Well, I do think I like the biking culture, bicycling everywhere, but at the same time I don't, because when I'm driving,
It's so hard.
they just zing from everywhere, and I don't want to hit someone biking. I do like cooking, like maybe it's just my teammates, maybe I just got lucky, but people on my team are very open to like, hey, let's have a barbecue, or like, hey, let's have Taco Tuesday, like let's come over and we'll just like cook. And that's been kind of cool. I feel like usually men around my age in the United States are not just whipping it up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are 2 questions. Start with one that said, who has smellier farts, Becca or I? And I think we both agreed that they're very comparable. They're very, very similar. But the other question was, how bad does Travis Jocelyn smell? And I think if Becca and I are comparable here, Travis takes the championship.
You're terrible.
You know who you are. Thank you for the question.
What was the first German word you tested out?
Well, I feel like we said Danke, like Dankeschön a lot, which
Yeah.
is just like thank you or thank you very much. But going on this German word, the word that just caught me off guard the absolute most was, it's pronounced Digga with a D. And you can imagine, I'm in practice and it means like bro. So it's like an expression of like bro. So like in practice, some of my teammates, your German teammates, they wouldn't get past the ball or something and they'd just be like, Digga. And I'm like, what? But we like talked about it, and so that was pretty funny.
Next question, how are you able to drive over there? Did you need to pass a driver's test? No, we didn't need to pass a driver's test. But this club provided a car for us, so we have a car, which is really nice. I think because we got our driver's license in the United States, we don't have to pass a test over here. But like if we hadn't been of driving age, then we would have to like redo it or something.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something. Travis has a German driver's license from last year, so I don't know if there's something in the future we have to do, or if we have like a temporary thing right now. But
temporary.
We're
Chilling.
We're just driving.
What is it like living with people and being married? So if you didn't know, we live with 2 other people. They're Buzz's teammates. Really nice guys, but it is really different because we lived on our own last year, our first year of marriage. Living with other people, you have different expectations and, you know, we kind of had our own groove going on. So, like, we knew that coming in, so, you know, we had a good mindset and stuff coming in, but it is very different, like, cleanliness or just, like, habits, or right now we're sharing a car, so it's
communication of a car.
Our communication, we've really worked on it, and now we have 2 other people to communicate with, so.
We're basically trying to bring them into our marriage.
I don't want to be married to 3 guys.
Yeah, that's tough. It's uncomfortable. We have grit from America. Ran off Macon. A special person asked, can you daydream in the nighttime? Yes. And I'm going to go with the time difference. Because when it's daytime here, like right now in the afternoon or the morning, it's nighttime in America and I'm daydreaming. Or maybe when it's nighttime here, y'all back in America are daydreaming. Someone did reach out and ask if they could come visit, if the very cool person could come visit. And I think if you're cool, or if you're not cool, but we love you, please come visit. We would love people to come over. There's a lot of cool things coming up in Germany. The Christmas market is really cool. They take the whole like city center and make it awesome. They have hot wine, which is interesting.
It's like apple cider, but with wine.
Yeah, we haven't had it yet, so we can't really talk
But I'm
about
saying like you drink apple cider in the winter.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, come on over. We don't have a ton of space, but you know, you don't need a lot of space.
What you do, come back. What you do need is a lot of money because the plane tickets are really expensive.
You don't have to come by plane.
You can swim.
Underground.
Swim underground.
No, travel underground. It's a new thing. You wouldn't know about it.
Oh. Last question, have you guys found community, and what has community been like there for you all? We prayed literally all summer for community and about community, just because imagine going overseas or moving anywhere and not knowing anyone, especially with the language barrier. So that was something that we were probably like the most concerned, not really concerned, like we weren't scared of it, but we just thought about the most is like, who are our friends gonna be? How are we gonna find like a faith community also?
Yeah. I think part is we just saw like the power of it in our community in Virginia, and we were like, man, like it kind of stinks to leave this, and we'd really like to have this in Germany. But I felt like God was speaking like become the roots. So we kind of, after a couple weeks of getting settled in, we started opening up our living room and our home to like kind of have an intentional time, like a house church on Wednesday nights after practice. So anyone in Paderborn, you know, looking for some community, Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock. We love to worship and talk with the Lord together. And there's even been like a couple players that I've played against that like, you know, randomly Instagram stalking, they're believers. It's like reach out to them. And so even building some of that like basketball community with faith has been cool to watch too. So it's a work in progress. We'll keep you updated. But
definitely an answered prayer. There have been a lot of people that God has just popped into our life here in Germany that we're so thankful for. Friends, teammates, like you said, other people that you play against. So it's just been really cool to see those prayers answered. Keep praying for us. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Bye.
We love you guys.
Ciao, ciao.